So your first UFC fight and in your home country, how has the lead up been in terms of just media attention? Probably a little bit different than it has been with Invicta. Just how has that experience been?
Well, this experience has been really nice. Everybody is so gentle with me, and it's kind of similar to Invicta.
Yeah, just in terms of
just more people and more cameras and more pictures, but that's all.
I think when you joined the UFC, before there was the talk that it was really a matter of time, but were you in any way surprised with how soon it happened?
Well, when I saw there was going to be an event here in Mexico, I was really praying and I was really wishing to fight her, and I don't know if I didn't know if it was going to be possible, but after my fight with Jedrzejczyk, we got the news and I was like, well, okay, I wish it, now it's here, okay, we have to train harder now.
And obviously you got it, and in your home country, and your name, people already kind of know it. You're already coming in as one of the biggest strawweights in the world. And obviously you've never lost. There's a lot of hype around you. How is that for you mentally? Do you feel any pressure? Is it motivating for you?
Well, it's kind of motivating me. You know, of course I wanna still winning. I'm training very hard for that, but I am totally conscious that I can lose someday. Every fighter, it happened in its career, but I always get in the cage knowing that I can win or that I can lose. So that's always my mentality.
And coming in, obviously you have your fight with Heather Joe to focus on, but coming in as one of the biggest prospects in the division, I think that people kind of expect you to, if you win, obviously to fight for the belt soon. Do you have that mindset, or is that something that you're not even thinking about yet?
Yes, of course I have thought about it, but I know I'm kind of far from that, but I just need more experience. I just need to fight more and train harder, but even if it's the opportunity, I know that me and my team are going to do a great job.
And how do you see your immediate matchup on Saturday with Heather Hill Clark? Stylistically, do you like her? She's more of a game fighter, which is kind of plays interestingly with your technical boxing style. How do you see that technically?
Well, I've seen her fight. You know, she's very well-rounded. She's tough. She's incredibly tough, and but she's gentle too. I met her before, and I like the kind of way that she respects me and I respect her, and that's kind of great because she's training hard, and that makes me thinking that, oh well, she's really training, and she's not saying things, but I know this is gonna be a tough fight.
You mentioned that she's gentle, and you've said nice things about her, about Joanna. It seems like it's kind of your style, right? You don't want to talk trash about your opponents. You know, we will not expect that coming from you, right, in the UFC.
I think I have a kind of different thinking. You know, I would love to people watch fights and instead of thinking, oh, she said that of her, oh, and she said that. No, I want that people look at us as the way we live, the way we train, the way we eat, and focus on that. You know, oh my God, oh, she's eating that, oh, but she's training that. I would like that people could watch the fight in that kind of way.
Talk about your training. Did anything change for your UFC debut, or did you just really stick to the training that had been working when you were fighting for Invicta?
Yeah, my training has it's been like similar. It's just harder and stronger. I train 2 times a day. You know, morning strength condition, then wrestling. At night we do the kind of a striking and Muay Thai and all that kind. And the different thing is that we came 3 weeks before here in Mexico because of the altitude, the weather, the pollution and all that stuff. But everything has been like really similar, just harder.
I remember you went to college. Do you still go? How is that? Did you get your degree?
No, I have that. I have 2 things very important. And now the UFC is here in my school here, but I'm almost like this to finish my degree, but I know I will finish.
It was physical. It is physical therapy.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And how does that work with you with your training? How do you apply that to just your training as a fighter?
It's more like all sports. My career refers to physician, culture, and sports, and I like a lot of the school because of the subjects. I can understand it in me. You know, I can see like anatomy, and I can, oh, there's that bone, oh, and there's that, and my heart works like this, and I like the school so much, but for me, to learn about me.
Good. But do you intend to maybe someday put those things together, become a physical therapist for fighters or something like that?
Well, my idea in a few years later, I would like to have a clinic for MMA fighters, you know, for therapy.
And going back, so your focus now obviously is fighting. And you come from a family of fighters, right? Your uncle and your dad used to box, and I think your uncle is still your trainer. How's that? Just tell me a little bit more about how fighting got into your life. How early did you start just having that contact with the combat sports world?
Well, when I was little, I never realized I was going to be a fighter. You know, I was in many kind of sports, but any of them full my heart. And then I was like 14, and my dad and my uncle teach me how like shadow boxing, you know, like 1, 2, 1, 2. I said, oh, that's nice. And after that, I took a class with my uncle. It was Muay Thai, and it was really hard. It was like I wanted to coordinate my body, but it was impossible. And I said, oh my God, this is really nice. And then I took another class, and I said, oh, can I get into the class again? He said, oh, okay, come on. And then I started training. I liked it a lot. And years after, we had a gym, like lower gym, and we're a family. You know, this has been amazing because they are my coaches. They are my dad and my uncle. They are my the kind of I'm following him steps, and it's nice because they take care a lot.
Talking a little bit about your fighting style, it's interesting because while you're very young, you're very calm in there, and it's something that I think people notice. You stay very cool, collected. I think I read somewhere somebody comparing you to Fedor, in that you have the kind of like stone cold face. What is that? How do you is that like just something that you have, you're naturally calm, or does like a flip switch in your head when you fight, when you're just like super focused? How do you manage to just stay this relaxed the entire time?
Yes, many people have asked me, why don't you get angry, or why do you like it? Do that face? But I don't think that's necessary. You know, I've been training very hard. I train every single day. I just wanna get in the cage and do all my combos, all my kicks, all my wrestling, to do as perfect as I can. So maybe it's because I'm very focused in doing it so perfect that maybe I don't have expression.
You get nervous before at any point? Like,
of course, every fighter gets nervous. Every fighter. Imagine you're going to get in the cage with an opponent to fight. That's not very common. But I enjoy it. You know, I that's why I train very hard. You know, because I know everything can happen in the fight. You can get punched, you can get kicked, or you can get thrown on the floor. Everything can happen on you. But I'm very conscious of that, and I just get in the cage trying to do as best as I can.
Yeah, because I think some fighters, it kicks in when they're about to enter the cage. Some fighters get nervous days before, and then they get relaxed. So you're just, that's why I find it interesting to understand just how the nerves work.
Maybe inside I'm.
But you hide it well.
Yeah.
Before your Esquivel fight, you were out for some time, right? Over, I think it was 17 months.
17 months.
Because of an injury. How was that? Now, obviously, you're at a completely different moment, just a UFC debut in your home country, and going through that. How was that period, just emotionally dealing with just a long layoff?
All of my team helped me with that thing, you know. Even when I was sad and I was like, oh no, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't like to get hurt. I was really angry. But they told me, hey, come on, it's because of your health and now because of you feel like this. And I was like, okay, let's take it off. And I even if I wasn't able to use my arm, I was training my kicks, I was doing squats, I was doing everything was possible with other parts of my body, and I think that's very important. You know, having the a support of your team and your family.
And obviously you're not thinking about that just yet, but I think that everybody else is kind of thinking about how interesting a fight between you and Joanna would be because of your styles, because you're both very technical, aggressive strikers. How do you feel like that would just that matchup would go technically? Is it a fight that interests you just because it seems so interesting to watch?
I'm a super fan of Joanna. Honestly, I when I saw her fights, I've been watching her fights. I really admire her, and well, it will be a honor for me. I don't know if I don't know when it's going to happen, but I will be really proud for that. You know, because she's one of my idols, and I don't know, that will be awesome.
Cool.